Hello and welcome to Working with What You Got. I'm your host, Renee Joshua Porter, and this is my guest, Chef Okima Wilcox. And remember, our show is all about you realizing that you have more than you think you have. You have more time, you have more talent, you have more resources, you have more money, you have more faith, you have more energy, you have more people on your side, and it is time to unknot your mind. Well, guess what we're doing today? This is my homie. Milani says I use a lot of 80s slang. I'm an 80s baby. She's my homie, all right? Nowadays, they will say bestie, but she's my homie for practically 40 years, and she's a very seasoned, experienced chef. Not only is she an awesome raw food chef, the girl's just bad in the kitchen. Well, guess what? We're going to have our little version of a throwdown, a little showdown. The ingredients are here. I'm going to tell you what the ingredients are. And when Vicky back there goes 1, 2, 3, go, we're just going to see who makes the best out of what they have. So the ingredients we have are very, very random. Random. Okay. All right. So we have some cooked quinoa. And for those of you that don't know, quinoa is a grain, right?
Very ancient grain, right.
Right. It's a grain. We have some blueberries. They were frozen, thawed blueberries. We have some overripe bananas. We have some soy crumbles over there. We have some lettuce. I just picked it up. Work with what you got. I saw it in the refrigerator. I got it. Popcorn, some light popcorn, some coconut milk, balsamic vinegar, raw honey. And then over on the table over there, we have a whole bunch of spices. So now the choices are, Kim could go raw, we can cook, whatever it is. So we want to make a side, right? Like maybe a dish that would be good for a side. Two things we want to make. We want to make a side and we want to make a dessert.
Okay.
A side and a dessert. The blender is here, the pans are here, and it's just basically maybe the best person wins. So you might as well just bow out now.
I love your humility. Oh, it's so humble after all these years. I'm scared.
I know you ain't scared. I know you ain't scared. All right. All right, so Vicky, when you say go, we'll go.
1, 2, 3.
I know she did. I know this one. May I have a knife, Sister Renee?
You get your own knife, girl.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to get you a knife.
Oh, it's like that, is it? Okay. It's okay. That is okay.
Get you a knife. Why would I get you a knife? Get your own knife.
All right. We have been cooking a long time.
A long time. Back in the day, one of our first recipes we made, I think we were about 9, we used to make mulberry pies.
Yep. Out of my mother's mulberry tree, right?
Mulberries and dirt.
Right. and mud.
Mud.
And it's all organic, gluten-free.
And pretend
mud
that
pies.
we were eating it. Mulberries and mud.
And now if you go to Whole Foods, you can find those same mulberries for about $25 a pound.
A pound. And we would just eat around them. Mulberries and mud.
Oh my goodness gracious. It's okay, I think my oil is getting hot there.
Wow, my pan's taking a little while to get hot. Yours is getting hot real quick, so guess what?
Oh, wow. How does that work?
Girl!
Oh, you are not right. But that See, Renee's mother is in the audience and she sees the wrong being done to me.
Her pan was nice and hot, so why can't I use it? Right?
Wrong? It's okay.
Every man for himself. Okay, so I put in some quinoa, some of the soy crumbles, a little soy sauce.
I need some quinoa.
There's quinoa right there. Huh? Right there is quinoa.
Well,
you got hot,
wasn't it?
Okay. So we have the quinoa, little crumbles. What are you doing?
I have a little of the quinoa. I am going to add some soy crumbles. I added some of the blueberries.
Blueberries with the quinoa and soy crumbles? That sounds nasty.
Okay, and a little of the red wine vinegar to do a reduction. That's a chef word.
Slinging money. You try to say I don't know what reduction means?
Yeah, kind of.
All right.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
All right.
And typically, if my hot pan, since it was ready, I would have sauteed my onions until they were just a little bit translucent
Okay.
to get some flavor out.
Translucent, do you mean clear?
No, I mean translucent. That's what I mean. I would have stirred them around till they were a condition called sec, which is a little bit thick.
Okay.
A little bit reduced.
Okay, so your aim of your thing, your blueberry soy crumble, is this dessert?
No, it is not a dessert.
It's not a
It is
dessert.
going to be a lovely wrap. And I am going to, with the red wine vinegar, add a little bit more of an Italian flair. A little Italian seasoning. What is this? Ground pepper. I cannot believe you stole my pan.
Hey, listen, girl.
You over there sizzling.
Anything goes. Anything goes.
So wrong. I just don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to begin.
You're still cooking. Guess what? I'm plating.
Well, you're plating because your pan is hot. That's okay. Wrong. Just set up. Just set up. That's okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's okay, Holmes.
Okay. All right.
Could I have the salt, please? No, let me get the salt myself.
You get the salt yourself, girl. I'm not getting the salt for you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, careful.
Ooh. Get out my pot. My friend, food's not done.
That's good.
Yeah, I know. They're telling me.
That's an interesting ingredient you put in there, but it's good. So tell them again what you put in there.
Okay, I did a little bit of the blueberries, added
Can I
some of
take
the
this
red
bowl
wine
from you?
vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
And I want that to reduce. I want it to sweeten up. I want the vinegar to take a little sweetness out of the blueberries.
Okay. Okay.
That's where we're going.
All right. Vicki and Milani, I need you to count down 1 minute.
Where did you put
Oh, careful, girl, careful.
Ooh.
I know you kind of stumble around the kitchen, so you know.
Okay. Okay.
Why didn't mean to take all the quinoa, just in case you may leave a little bit.
Huh?
No, I just left a little.
I got this.
You good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. While she's working on her stuff. She's working 50 seconds. Don't say that.
Wait. How did you get the blender? Oh, this is such a setup.
Listen, I told you what
You took the blender.
Yeah.
I would have brought my own, and I know you was going to take the blender.
Woo. 20 seconds.
What, for the dessert too? Oh, you're so wrong. So wrong.
I can't help it if you're slow. If you slow, you're slow.
Set up.
I told you what was here.
Oh, no love. No love.
Oh, wait, hold on. Come on.
That's okay.
All right.
Oh, my banana. You're going to give me 5 seconds. That's okay, because we're going to have a banana covered popcorn. You took the blender.
Is time up? Okay, when we come back, we're gonna have a taster, whether it be Vicki or Tom or Milani, and we'll see who likes what. So Okima made banana-covered popcorn for her dessert, which is whacked. And then she made some blueberry quinoa thingy thing as a wrap, right?
Yes.
And I made a wrap too with quinoa and lettuce, and we're gonna see which one you like better. And we'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Janine Cirilli, and you're watching MadhouseTV.com.
I'm Paul.
I'm Annie, and you're watching MadhouseTV.com.
Oh,
We need a fork, Milani. Oh, you don't actually. Oh, okay. We're back. We're back. We're back. So we had a little throwdown showdown with my homie here, Chef Okima Wilcox. I'm your host, Renee Joshua Porter, and we had a little working with what you got throwdown. We had various ingredients, and we had to make some type of side dish and a dessert. She is really off. I'm glad that we're in a show called, at a station called Madhouse, because she is mad. Her dessert was a banana, and she rolled popcorn on the
you
banana.
gave me 5 seconds. Oh my God,
That was her dessert.
You took the blender.
And then she made like a little pilaf with her quinoa and berries, and she wrapped it in lettuce. We both made wraps, actually. I made a wrap too, and mine had soy crumbles with the quinoa and spices and lettuce. So we need testers. Who's gonna be the tester? Milani?
Milani.
Now, everybody knows Milani's my daughter, but I just have to put this disclaimer. By no means does Milani have mercy when it comes to her mother, right? So don't think because she's my daughter that she's going to be merciful.
Auntie Wills loves you.
Yeah, because she won't. Tom, you going to eat? You gonna come on, Tom. Come on, come on. We need somebody that's last name is not Porter.
Did you see her set me up, Milani?
Okay, so Tom, how are you?
Okay.
Okay, so this one is
I'm gonna come back here
come back here, please.
because that popcorn looks really, really, really good.
Okay, so you want to start with the meal, or you want to start with the dessert? So this is one of the wraps.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, it's a wrap. We just did it out of lettuce.
Okay.
You know, instead of the bread.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Oh my
hold on.
God,
I
you
gotta figure out a way
oh.
to pick it up.
Yeah, just pick it up.
Okay.
It has a little kick to it.
Let me kick.
You know, just a little spice.
Okay, I want to get that stuff on the bottom.
Yeah.
I need a fork.
You need a fork.
Wow. Yeah. A little bit of a kick. That's actually very good, though. I gotta try that. It tastes like couscous.
Yeah. Quinoa does have that type of taste like couscous.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know, couscous is made
You're
out of
next.
semolina pasta.
I'm next.
Okay. Go ahead. You serve him, dear. I don't want you to think I tampered with your stuff.
Now, is this the same thing, a wrap?
It is the quinoa.
You know what?
With
I don't
those
like
soy.
the way that you did this wrap. It's so well put together.
Oh,
He's trying
it's gonna sit on.
no, he's trying to say that, you know, mine was messy.
tell the truth, same thing. Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I just have a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You don't mind, do you?
That's a big bite. He likes it.
Of course he likes it. Of course he likes it.
Ah.
Okay, that was delicious. Next,
Oh, you dessert.
Okay,
Dessert.
her dessert. You can have her dessert, her banana covered
I
popcorn.
just want you to think back to your childhood, Saturday morning. First thing you made yourself with your mom. It's like, oh, she gave me 5 seconds. Is what I'm trying to say. And this is from somebody who is allergic to bananas, so I actually can't eat that myself. It's a nice combination, right?
Very good.
It's
Okay,
creamy,
next.
crunchy.
But you are. You get your
You
chance.
don't get your chance,
And I made a little smoothie.
which I'm sure is very
Very good. Now, what do you want me to say?
nice.
You want me to give you the God's honest truth?
Yeah,
Go ahead, Tom.
she would want nothing less.
I get the hug. I get the hug. All right.
I got to be honest with you. That this was very good. It was delicious. It really was delicious.
But
No, it
That's
was
not-
absolutely delicious. I'm not a spicy person.
Mine was too hot.
No, yours was perfect, but it's perfect for somebody who's spicy. That was great for the meal. Her smoothie kicked it out of the park
okay.
versus the banana.
Mhm.
Yeah, your smoothie was phenomenal.
You like the smoothie?
I wish it had a little ice in it
Okay. Yeah.
to make it colder.
Well, you know when
So
we
next time,
when we-
what I would do is I would throw some chipped ice in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, you know when we were in the new studio with the kitchen, the full kitchen, then I could always grab the ice.
When we're in the new one,
Yeah. But
Yeah.
okay. And if you keep saying that, I will eat your stuff all the time. You just got to convince my partners out there to help let me build it.
That's right. That's right.
But
And I will
no,
come back.
it was very, very good. I like your wrap
Uh-huh.
and your smoothie.
All right.
All right.
That's-
We can
that's-
accept
you
that.
see,
Was that fair?
he's an
That's
attorney, so he knows how to be diplomatic.
No, I'm a janitor and I work for my wife. But no, it's very good.
All right. All right, Milani.
Go, girl.
No, you can. Okay.
Okay, but she likes spice. She's raised on spice.
No, she's honest though. Okay. Yeah, let me just let's give her a fresh one. Give her a fresh one.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, he touched that one. Okay. Oh, ice. Oh,
Ice.
thank you. Vicky's okay. I got you. I'll put some ice in there.
If you make a face, it's okay. Auntie Wills loves you.
Okay, I'm gonna put a little ice in there.
She's still cooking. That's not
No,
fair.
he just gave me ice.
But you're modifying.
No, okay, I'm sorry, modify. That's true.
You're
true.
modifying.
Don't modify. Okay. Go ahead.
That tastes very good.
You like it?
Okay.
Okay, let me just
And it's purple.
And it's purple.
and Milani loves purple. That's her favorite color.
Very nice.
Color
Okay,
of
hold on.
royalty. Okay.
All right, let me just give her a little fresh one. All right.
You see this? She's plating over here like a restaurant.
No, I was just giving her a fresh one. That's all.
Oh.
Everybody wants a fresh one. There you go.
Uh-huh. Bribery. You don't even have to try the banana and the popcorn. You know what a banana and the popcorn tastes like.
This is really good too. They're both really good.
And we're looking at her.
They both taste very good.
The point is, my darling.
The point is, you have to like one.
More than the other?
Yes.
Yes. It's like you got served. Bring it to the street.
Come on.
Well, we're not on the street.
She's so classy.
Well, because I'm a spicy person,
You like her mouth better. Uh-huh.
Well, that's equal because Tom doesn't like spice.
yeah, I
So-
like spice, so I like the spicy more, but this tastes really good.
And you're surprised, though. I have to admit, this tastes really good. Like, you wouldn't expect blueberries to come down. And, I never think of blueberries savory.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always think of blueberries pretty much sweet. And you end up turning it into something delicious and savory,
It's
which
used
is, yeah.
like currants in a lot of Middle Eastern cuisine and raisins and couscous and things like that. So it just adds that sweetness sometimes.
Okima wins for presentation.
Nobody asked you for that.
Yes.
Nobody asked you to say that about
Okay,
presentation.
that's okay.
No, definitely. Okay, so now taste her.
Girl, you know what a banana and popcorn.
No, go ahead.
You
I
don't
want
have.
to taste it anyway.
It's oh my god, it's a banana and popcorn, Milani.
Go ahead. Here you go.
Girl, here's a banana.
Popcorn. No, roll it. Why you punking out now? You were confident with it before. Now you punk it out.
A banana with popcorn. That's why. I'm not saying you can't do something with that. Given a little time and thought, yes, you can make something very incredible.
Okay.
Maybe I shouldn't have put the ice in it.
It's not sweet.
She likes very sweet. You like sweet?
It's okay though. It's
It's
good. Good
okay.
for breakfast.
Okay.
Okay.
So now, Wills, take your popcorn and mash a banana up in there. That's
I'm
pretty
not
much what she
mashing a
did.
banana.
That's what she did. She just took. Let me just show you what this trifling woman did. She took an overripe banana
I have shamed my profession.
and she. Okay, so now that's what she did. She
No, they wouldn't do this to me in the chop kitchen.
So here you go.
I don't really like bananas very much.
Neither do I.
If you're gonna be a chef, a judge, you have to try it.
Okay.
Come on.
I'm not crazy about bananas either. I'm feeling you on that, but it's okay.
I'm not sure where to go with this.
Big old bite.
What do you thought?
It's different.
It's different.
It's different.
She didn't want to hurt Auntie.
Diplomatic.
She didn't want to hurt Auntie Will's feelings.
It's okay. My feelings been hurt. That's all right. You can't do no more harm.
All right. So now
You both
look.
did a great job.
Now look.
Thank you, Milani.
I just want you to realize, look how many things that you were able to do. First of all, Kim took blueberries and used them in a savory way. She put couscous with it. You even put a little bit of the soy crumbles, because you snapped some of mine, in there, and you had your onions, right? And then what did you do? You took the balsamic vinegar and you reduced it some. Now, wasn't paying attention. Did you reduce the blueberries with the vinegar first?
With the vinegar first. Well, I put the onions first. Like if I had more time like that, I would have made the onions a little bit translucent, maybe got a little bit of brown on it.
Okay.
And then deglaze the pan with the red wine vinegar.
Okay. So
And
what's the
added the
purpose of
blueberries.
that? What's the purpose of, reducing the blueberries?
Well,
What does that help do? Bring the flavor out?
It does. It brings the flavor out. It intensifies the flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, when you saute the onions, it brings out a different kind of sweetness.
Okay.
It takes that the strong, almost garlicky component out of it.
Okay.
So you kind of bring that down a little bit. And like I said, you use fruit a lot in Middle Eastern cooking. So sweet, savory, salty. It just depends on how you want to blend those, like blending colors.
Right. Now, see, what I love is my mind automatically went to blueberries can't do that. You know what I mean?
Right,
a lot of times
right,
they think,
right.
all I have is fruit. I can't make anything.
Right.
But we had blueberries, and you instantly thought, I could do something with this.
Right.
And I saw blueberries, and I was thinking automatically dessert.
Right.
So I was still limited in what I was thinking.
Exactly. And people need to get in the kitchen. You just play with the food and
Right.
see what works with what. It's just like a color wheel. So maybe black is the opposite of white, or how red and orange will make a color, and all that sort of thing. And you do the same thing with flavors.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of play flavors off of each other. So you take them, like people will automatically think of chocolate as being sweet.
Right.
Chocolate is not sweet. It's actually almost bitter and astringent. But we're so used to eating it as a candy with sugar with it that we don't think, oh, this isn't actually sweet. But if you look at Mexican cuisine, they have a mole sauce.
A mole sauce, right.
That has the chocolate base to it. Mm-hmm. So, or cinnamon. Cinnamon isn't sweet, but we're so used to thinking of cinnamon buns and cinnamon and muffins and things. We automatically get used to the idea of it's sweet, but it's actually almost spicy.
It is. It's strong.
Yeah, it's very strong.
It's very strong. Wow. Now, one of the things that I learned, you always hear me on the show talk about eating the rainbow. It's really Kim. Kim was one of the first ones that, before it became popular, she would always say, the rainbow, you have to eat the rainbow. And, kind of expound on that, just the importance of bringing in the different colors.
Well, for one, nobody gets enough fruits and vegetables in this country. That's for one. So people say, oh, you're eating too much this, you're eating too much that. Guaranteed you are not eating too much. I believe like the daily recommendation for fruits and vegetables today is something like 3 cups, for an adult, and that's really absolutely nothing. So it helps you to think of the rainbow, helps you to get those different fruits and vegetables into your diet, and it gets you out of a rut because, we'll eat the same things all the time. But you say, oh, well, maybe I don't pick up blueberries at the store. Like, I need something red. Well, I have apples. Well, how about raspberries? How about strawberries? How about rhubarb? How about
Okay, now
and
what
get those
about
different foods?
what about the people, like, for instance, I remember I would always think, I hate Brussels sprouts.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I hate Brussels sprouts. I must have tasted it one time, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm tasting it. I don't
Right.
know, it wasn't that good.
Right.
I was like, they look like little
Cabbages.
little cabbages that are deformed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I felt like they shouldn't be part of my food. And then I remembered somewhere I went and somebody had them sauteed, and they
Mm-hmm.
were so delicious. So
Right.
part of unknotting your mind is maybe I didn't like it before,
Right.
but let me try it now.
Right. And try it a different way, because when I was growing up, I hated spinach. I don't like frozen spinach. I love spinach salad, though. I don't necessarily like peas, but I like a pea salad. So it just depends on how you do it, how you cook. If you're used to frying something, bake it. If you're used to baking something, if it's a vegetable, try it raw as a salad. Chop it into a salad. It
No,
just
talk about raw, because I know that's one of
Okay.
your strengths. Talk about raw. What exactly is raw cuisine? What's the difference between vegan cuisine and raw cuisine?
Okay. Raw cuisine is definitely, it is vegan. But it's food that's not heated above 140 degrees. When we heat food above 140 degrees, you really start destroying the enzymes. You start breaking down the amino acids. You're actually changing the molecular structure of the food. And in some cases, that's good. We need to slightly cook things like carrots in order to really make them what's called bioavailable. How much of the vitamins and minerals in this food can my body utilize? So we'll break down tomatoes, maybe. We'll break down carrots, potatoes. Really shouldn't eat raw potato, so our bodies can use it. Regular vegan cuisine, you can fry things like you can have things like the soy crumbles. Usually in raw cuisine, we don't use soy unless it's in the form of like edamame, like
Right.
the soy, the soybeans or
Mhm.
things like that. So no matter what food you're using, the idea is to eat whole foods. So that is food in its most natural state, especially unprocessed foods. Like, I'm looking at everything here on the table, and I'm really looking at whole foods. I'm looking at the celery and the lime and the bananas and the lettuce. The popcorn is heated, but it's minimal.
But then
You
you
know?
have the meat eaters who
Mhm.
say that's rabbit food.
Right.
You hear that all the time.
Right, right.
And really, you helped me. She was the first person that gave me a wrap made out of collard greens. She
Mhm.
took a collard green leaf, and I don't remember what you chopped up. I don't know, it was
Yeah.
carrots, celery.
Mhm.
You made this dressing, and you rolled it inside the collard green. I was like, collard greens raw?
Yeah.
And she
Well,
used it like you would a pita or you would a tortilla wrap.
Exactly.
It was excellent.
And
I
for
mean, it
gluten-free
definitely
people, that's
moves in
great.
your.
Yeah,
After you do raw foods, there's a lot that starts to happen,
and it should.
And it should happen.
It really should happen. Food in, you digest it. Your body uses the vitamins and the minerals. Waste out. If you are not going to the bathroom, not to get into anybody's business, but if you're not going to the bathroom for days at a time, something is wrong.
You're toxic.
You're toxic. You're not getting enough water probably into your system. You need water to clean your kidneys, your liver, to help your intestines, your gut, move that waste product out of your body. And people aren't doing it. And there are a lot of people who are sick, skin problems, a lot of skin breakouts and things like that, rashes, only because their bodies are storing all of that toxic material.
Okay, now you said a lot, Wills, and a lot of what you said is true. I want you to break it down because you got all in scientific with bioavailable and whatever, which is wonderful. I got you.
Gotcha.
Now I want you to give 101. Here I am. I've been eating a certain way, right? And especially when you deal with people who maybe haven't been dealing with obesity, right?
Okay.
So a lot of times when people are slim, they think they're healthy.
Right. Right.
So now I don't eliminate every day. Maybe every 2 days, right? I'm not a big junk food person,
Okay.
but I really don't like fruits and vegetables, and I really don't like to drink water. I hear
Okay.
people say that all the time. I can't stand water. I'm like, hello, it's not optional.
It's not
It's
optional.
not optional.
It really isn't.
But what are some of the basic steps people can start to do to change? Like baby steps. Baby steps to start introducing raw, or to start really what I think is cleansing their palate. What are some of the basic things you would suggest?
Well, one of the places I think most people start are smoothies. A blender is the most basic thing. Most people have a blender in their kitchen. Some orange juice and some strawberries in the morning. Replace your morning cup of coffee with a smoothie. Maybe add a little soy protein to that smoothie. Give yourself a little kick. Do that for a couple of mornings instead of, the donut and the coffee. Pack your lunch for work, so you're not running to, the McDonald's or anything like that.
Fast food, right.
You're not running the fast food. Just take a few and pack it the night before. Make sure you put like some fresh apples in there. Maybe a banana in your lunchbox. Just little small things like that. You can start juicing. That's huge. If maybe you don't like water, flavor your water, infuse your water. You can take a nice bottle such as this and fill it with water. Maybe it's a wider top. Add some strawberries to that. Add some cucumber to that. Maybe a few slices of lemon, and give your water a little flavor also.
Yeah.
It's just tiny little changes, but people start to say, I feel different, especially for the people who, they go to the gym and they work out. Well, this is going to kick your workout into high gear. It doesn't make sense to spend 2 hours in the gym and then come out and have a coffee. And if you smoke, stop. There's no way around that. Just stop.
Just stop it.
Just stop it.
Just stop.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's great. We're going to be right back, right after this.
Hi, and welcome to Working with What You Got's Rant of the Week, where I rant about various things that concern me. Now, today's rant is dedicated to the good girls, specifically those under the age of 18. Now, let's be real. Being a good girl in 2014 is not trendy, and it's not popular. It seems the more raunchy and reckless you are, the more admirers you have. What's good is bad, and what's bad is good, and sometimes it can be very confusing. Unfortunately, a lot of young women have bought into this idea that they have to be a lesser version of themselves in order to get people to like them. They have to partake in behaviors and activities they don't even necessarily agree with just to fit in. Now, I understand the pressures and the loneliness that comes with being a good girl and having boundaries, but I'm here to tell you, don't give in. Don't compromise the essence of who you are to have other people like you. You don't have to smoke that blunt just because they passed it to you. You don't have to post half-naked pictures on social media just because everyone else is. You don't have to go out with that guy just because you heard that he likes you. It is perfectly normal and okay to have boundaries and standards for your life. And anyone who doesn't like it or makes you feel bad about it or makes fun of you for it doesn't deserve to be in your life. There are those of us who choose to live reckless, and there are those of us who choose to live wreck-free. I don't know about you, but I have enough wrecks in my life and I don't need any more. Don't let anyone shame you for being the best version of yourself. Don't let anyone dismiss you as boring or predictable for living a certain way. Contrary to popular belief, being good will never, ever, ever go out of style. Galatians 6:9, let us not be weary in doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not lose heart. Thank you for listening. See you next time.
Thank you, Mooks. Good girls can finish first.
That's right.
All right, so now I'm going to turn it over to the pro. And what are you going to make for us?
Well, we were talking a little bit about thinking outside of the box. So we have some of our quinoa left over.
Okay.
And one of my favorite desserts as a child was rice pudding.
Me too.
But maybe people don't like rice. You can get those same wonderful flavors with other grains. So what I'm going to do is make kind of a quick rice pudding using some of our leftover quinoa.
Now, let me ask you, for those who don't know, what is quinoa? And also do the spelling, because sometimes they'll go looking for it and expect it to be spelled a certain way.
Right.
Quinoa
is Quinoa, so it looks like quinoa. And I've had a lot of people come up to me, where do you get quinoa? And I was like, okay. And I had to finally figure out what in the world they were talking about. So quinoa is a very ancient grain, and we're going back to a lot of these days as people are becoming more gluten intolerant,
Okay.
and they're moving away from wheat. So there are things like quinoa, kamut. We're going back to barley, rye, and those types of things.
But like barley and rye, they take a long time to cook.
they do,
Quinoa doesn't.
No,
Yeah.
quinoa takes, you don't even really have to cook quinoa. I have made quinoa by putting it in the bowl and pouring hot water over it and putting a cover on that and just letting it sit and absorb.
Really?
And yeah, and you can, if you get quinoa, let's say at a health food store, the whole quinoa, I will soak it in water for maybe 5 minutes and I will drain that, sit it in the sunshine, and I promise you in minutes it will start to sprout.
Wow.
So, and you can eat it raw. So it's very versatile. It's very light. It has a very light, nutty flavor.
And it's very high in protein.
It's very, very high in protein.
Yeah.
So, and very easily digested.
Okay, go ahead. I'll stop talking. Go ahead. Do your thing. Do your thing, Will.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to got my pan on here, and I'm just going to add a little bit of our leftover quinoa. And it's making a nice sound that my pan did not make before because it really wasn't warm. And I'm just going to add just a little bit of coconut milk to that. I'm
Okay.
just going to stir this around.
Okay.
And this is also a very nice breakfast cereal. If you don't like oatmeal,
Yep. I give it to my
Quinoa.
boys. We'll throw some apples up in there, some cinnamon.
exactly. So I'm just going to use a little bit of our beautiful raw honey. Put that in there. Let it get all nice and warm. And if I were home, I might make this a baked rice pudding. You know, I might cook it in the oven a while. And it's nice. It's a nice thing to have on hand because let's say you have company over or company shows up, as they often will. And you've got nothing else to give them, you know?
You can always give them some quinoa.
You can give them some quinoa. And if they're friends, they will understand.
But I have nothing else left to give you.
Then they should have called or brought something. I mean, if it's a big problem, they'll call ahead and bring something.
Just bless it and eat it.
Bless it to your body and eat it. And if it falls on the floor, it's the 30-second rule.
Right, right.
And I am going to put a little bit of banana in there.
Okay, so just to tell the audience what's going on, what Kim's doing, she took quinoa, she took some raw honey, you have bananas.
And just a little bit of coconut milk. And I'm just going to stir this around. And it's wonderful. And I don't have any cinnamon right now, but I would add some cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg, and let's see, we have a different spoon.
We have a little bit of ginger. Would that help, or is that not going to really work?
No, ginger is fine. That's the thing about food. There really are no hard and fast food rules.
You see, but I love that you keep saying that. You keep saying that there's no rules because so many times people are afraid to do certain things.
Right.
They're afraid, and you can't have fear when you're thinking outside the box. You can't have fear when you're nodding your mind. You can't. You have to be able to take that chance.
And what's the worst that can happen? I don't like it. Okay, it's happened before. It'll happen again.
We're having like a lot. Are there other conversations happening? Oh, I see my other guest, Talia, is in the house. Hi, Talia. All right, we'll be right with you, Talia. So in the meantime, shh, they're at work.
I'm creating, Talia.
She's creating. All right.
And
All right.
So
That is sizzling. So this is kind of like Kim's version of a healthy rice pudding.
Of a healthy rice pudding or a nice hot breakfast. We're coming into fall now, so you got a nice hot breakfast cereal. A little bit of breakfast cereal there.
It smells delicious. All right, we got a big jumbo spoon over here.
Big jumbo spoon.
Let me take some of that honey off.
That's right. You don't want it overly sweet.
All right.
And again, cooking's about adjusting. Okay, it's too sweet. Add something a little lemon.
That is really good.
And it's nice.
And you know what I actually like? There's a little bit of the cayenne from when I used it in the thing in here. So it's kind of no. It's kind of like a spicy rice pudding.
Okay, yeah.
This is delicious.
Isn't that nice?
It really is good. So this was so simple. This was raw honey, bananas, quinoa, coconut milk.
And coconut milk.
You know, I didn't know you can use quinoa just by soaking it.
Oh, yes, absolutely. It's the most versatile, easy grain to work with.
Rose, that is delicious. Thank you so much. Give me some love.
All right, all right.
Oh,
Oh, Talia, it was a mess. It was
friends
a
for
mess.
life. So now, come on. Your mind has got to be at least a little bit unknotted. We made dessert. We made smoothies. She made a wrap. I made a wrap. Blueberries, quinoa, her whack popcorn with banana. I mean, come on. There are no limits. You have more than you think you have. You have more talent, more creativity. If you will just take the brakes off of yourself, take all your little preconceived notions and I don't and I can and I won't and ill and put the brakes on it. Free your mind and just try it. If you don't like it, try something else. We'll be right back after this with Talia Fuller, and she's going to show us how to make some wonderful cosmetics from your kitchen cabinet. Hi, we are back. I'm Renee Joshua Porter, and you've tuned in to Working What You Got. We just had one of my besties on, Chef Okima Wilcox, raw food chef, just a woman extraordinaire, full of so much knowledge. And I got another bestie on, Talia Fuller, entrepreneur, artist, singer. This woman is a Renaissance woman. And not only that, she has her own line called Spice Rack Cosmetics. Tell them a little bit about it, Talia.
Well, Spice Rack Beauty is all about what I feel can be gotten out of the kitchen for your beauty.
Okay.
And that's really how the name was derived. Just taking natural products. I've worked in the industry for over 20 years, and I've sold things from $13 to $1,070. And I just feel that $1,070, yes. And people get really caught up in names, and they like status. So it's $1 billion industry, the beauty industry, worldwide. Even for men, it's actually grown in leaps and bounds. And so there's a market for everyone. But for the person who really wants to go natural, there's just a wide assortment of things you can do to beautify yourself on the cheap.
On the cheap. And you know what? Cheap can be good.
Cheap is good.
Cheap is good. Cheap is good for
cheap
us.
Cheap is real good.
Cheap is good. Yes. We love cheap. Okay, so tell us about your body butter.
Okay, well, I made this body butter. I feel this recipe was divinely inspired.
Okay. You saw it in a dream?
You know what? Well, not quite.
You said divinely inspired.
Well, divinely inspired because I just feel that, God has given me a very simple recipe. I don't take the credit myself, but based on my knowledge, I'm a licensed esthetician by trade, and just based on my knowledge of ingredients and aromatherapy, I was able to put together some very simple ingredients that are very effective.
Okay.
So the bee is an endangered species because of all the pesticides that are used, and to get that beautiful apple, there's a price to pay, ecologically.
Mm-hmm.
So the bee, I just became fascinated with the bee, and so I met a beekeeper, and he took me on a tour. I know, it's like an episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And so he taught me all about beekeeping, and not everything, but a lot about the bee and how they live and how they do their work. And so from there, I actually got the key ingredient for Bee Smooth Bee Balm. And it's really a salve for any dry part on your body.
Let me tell you something, and this is not because Talia is my friend. I hunt her down for this balm. And of course, she can't say all the ingredients because it's her divine recipe, but it really works. The only thing I don't use this for is for my lips, right? Because I find, certain things you just don't want on your lips. I'm just like a chapstick girl. But my hair, all over, my crusty heels. This is the cure for the crusty heel. Okay, so tell us, we can't make your bee balm, but based on ingredients here, because we don't have much time, I have some castor oil here. I have salt. I have raw honey, bananas, lemon, peroxide, some water. What are some simple things? Like for instance, when I go into the store, like you talked about things that are like $1,000 or whatever, some of the products are so high. Even for instance, women of color are really into natural hair now, not using, different relaxers and stuff in their hair. And it's become such a big industry.
Right.
So I've been wearing my hair without chemicals for years. So people are always saying, what do you use? What do you use? And I say, castor oil.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, what kind? Are you using Jamaican black castor oil? Or are you using, no, the $4 bottle of castor oil and the
And that's all you
laxative
need.
aisle.
You're right.
And,
Absolutely.
and I use that
Absolutely.
and I'll use it through my hair.
Mhm,
I use it on everything. So out of these ingredients, real quick, what are some of the things that we could make? Like, say, for instance, what would you do with the honey, the salt? What would you do?
Okay, well, the honey is a natural preservative. So honey, they found beeswax, and they found honey in King Tut's tomb. Okay, so undefiled. I mean, just as it was, so it doesn't spoil. So honey is a softener, a skin softener, and it's a soother. I mean, even if your baby had a diaper rash, you could rub a little honey on it. Yeah, so it actually soothes and heals. And so doctors of yore, used to use
Do you think
honey.
it might work for hemorrhoids?
Oh, well, I don't know, Renee.
It's a big diaper rash,
Well, we'll have to talk off camera about that.
Just wondering.
Yeah, so this is a skin softener. Yeah.
Okay, so now what about sea salt, peroxide?
Sea salt is good for exfoliating. So you make your own exfoliant. You can buy not mine, but you can buy a brand that I represent. You can spend $150 for 4 ounces of theirs.
Wow.
And it's purported to have diamond dust and sapphire and all this nonsense in it. But this is salt. This is salt, for God's sake. Take it and mix it with the honey, then take the castor oil and mix it, and you're going to have make a nice smooth paste. Rub it on those rough areas, and your skin is going to be baby smooth.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Peroxide. Oh, peroxide is great. Peroxide is great just for keeping your esophagus, keeping the whole mouth, the area clean and bacteria free.
I believe in peroxide. People are always asking me if I've ever whitened my teeth. And I tell them, I use peroxide. I'm really into natural toothpaste, but I'll swish with peroxide. I believe in peroxide.
Peroxide is good.
And I'll use peroxide to disinfect the floor. I believe in peroxide.
Look at my teeth. They white? These are 52-year-old teeth.
And they're yours.
They're mine, yes. I started putting them in a cup, yes. So anyway, you have your citrus. Citrus is great. Citrus is great for an astringent, just for cutting oil. But oil is good. So be careful when you're trying to scrub away oil. You need the oils. Your body needs sebum. So, but the limes, lemons, they're good for lightening the skin. So if you have discolorations, you need to lighten your skin. And people of color, we need to be more diligent about using our sunscreen. And you know that the body has a natural sunscreen of 4%. God has really gifted us. So we have a natural sunscreen of 4%, which is why we don't have the high incidences of skin cancer, melanomas, but we still get it. There are still black people who get skin cancer. So don't be, misled into thinking that you can go out there and sunbathe, because you can get a small little thing can escalate. And what I read recently, because I go to seminars and I sit with doctors and such just to keep abreast of what's happening in the industry. Skin cancer a lot of times turns up under our fingernails.
Wow.
That's unique for us, people of color.
Wow.
Yeah, under our fingernails. So just be wary, if you have any type of raised mark on your body, any type of discoloration, get it checked. Get a full body scan. Let the doctor go all over your body. Don't be misled into thinking that because, you have color that you're not going to get skin cancer.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Oh, can I tell you one more thing? Okay, banana peel. Banana peel. Open up a banana peel. Banana peels are rich in vitamin K. Vitamin K is good for warts. So you want to take this, wrap this, put this on a wart, go to bed with it, and the wart should fall off or either dry up.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
No more compound W.
Oh, Renee, where's your mother?
Wow. Oh my gosh, we have given you so much.
Oh, blueberries. Oh, I'm so excited. Blueberries. My grandson has some issues with his colon, and blueberries contain an enzyme that actually help if you have diarrhea. So this is really good. Blueberries. So keep blueberries, even if they're out of season. Keep some stored in your freezer.
That's where those were.
Yeah.
These were in the freezer.
These are great.
In fact, my doctor says you can't eat enough blueberries. They're excellent for your brain. Oh my gosh, we could just go on and on. Haven't we fed you today? Oh my gosh, you've gotten fed mind, body, soul. Remember, you have more than you think you have. You have more time. You have more talent. You have more resource. You have more insight. You have more things, people on your side. And it is time to unknot your mind. Free your mind, and the rest will follow. See you next week. Thank you so much for coming. Give me some love, girl. Give me some love. I have such smart friends.
Oh.